Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching Concert Junkies, Rob and John. Oh, yeah.
And we're live, guys. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
My name's Ophelia. I'm the bass player of Rain of the Hated.
My name's Kane. I do vocals and I do guitar for Rain of the Hated.
So, easy question to get into this. You want to give us a little backstory how you guys got started?
Rain of the Hated started in 2016. I was in a cover band, but I wanted to start getting into metal. After a bunch of failed experiments, I wanted to start, doing vocals and guitar. And I needed a name for it. And Ophelia came up with the name Rain of the Hated. It didn't get very far due to family circumstances. I had to take a break. In 2020, when I had COVID and my old band fell apart because the vocals died, Ophelia was like, "Look, I'll learn to play bass." She said, "You do guitar, vocals," and we recorded our first single, "Manic Psychosis." We didn't have a drummer at the time. We were using like a studio drummer. And we got our first big show. It was for Boardwalk Buds. It was a pop festival in New Jersey, hosted by North Stuff. And I posted an ad and needed a drummer for it. And Ivan applied and was like, "Hey, I'll do the show." And since then, he's been with us. He officially became part of the band after the Boardwalk Buds show. But it's been fun. Really fun.
All right, since you're from Jersey, so am I. Is it pork roll or is it Taylor ham?
I'm gonna go with pork roll. Pork roll or Taylor ham?
Neither.
Neither?
Neither.
He's from Pennsylvania.
I'm from Pennsylvania, so.
Okay. Fair enough.
Cheese.
I'll take all three.
All right, since I have both of you here back, it's a hard question for you. If you could pick one song to describe you as a person, what song would that be that's not one of your own?
I have mine. Mine would probably be by the Amity Affliction. It's called, are we allowed to curse on here?
Yes.
Okay. It's called All Fucked Up by the Amity Affliction. I have some pretty low lows, so that would probably describe me in a nutshell.
Honestly, I don't like it. That is actually a hard question. I've never actually thought about that.
Most of my questions get harder and harder as we go along.
That song would be like the bad side of me, so I don't know what the good side would be.
I want to say "Fine Again" by Cedar.
Okay. That's a solid song.
Never been asked that before.
Yeah, no, that is definitely a great song.
Keep them going. We like hard questions.
Okay. Not musically, but personally, what do you want to leave as your legacy?
What do you mean by legacy?
What do you want to leave behind?
What I want to leave behind?
Yeah.
I would like to leave behind a lot of my past.
I think it means like if you were like passed away.
Oh. What, like my belongings?
No, like okay, let's say you died. Like, what would you want people like to know you for? Is that
like? What do you want to be known for? Like, what is your?
I want to say an artist. I do a lot of stuff in art. It's not just music. It's like artwork, I do sewing. What is this? Like costume sewing. I want to say
Cosplay.
yeah, cosplay stuff. So I would say artist.
Okay.
For me, it'd be just being a clown. I like to do different voice acting. I can manipulate my voice. So like different voice actors I see on YouTube. Um, to me, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, the question. So
So, out of all of the music that you put out, what song was the most emotional that you put out? Like you didn't know if the fans were going to like it, or it meant so much to you that
I want to say many psychiatrists.
For me, I want to say a liar still. Even though I like Manic Psychosis, it was the first song we recorded. A liar's tale hits home in a lot of different ways for me. Um, it was about a certain family member. I'm not putting him on blast at this moment, but he did a lot of stupid shit with an exotic dancer. And, yeah. I like to perform it live. I get to see his face and get to see, see the anger and upset from the stupid shit he did. Because it's a reminder to him every time, yeah, I gave 95 grand to a dancer.
as everybody knows, I'm horrible with songs names, but you have one song that I think it's there for you.
Yeah, that one was written about, it's about a couple different perspectives, but it started out from because my mom passed away from COVID, and I wanted to write something as a memorial to her. At the same time, Ophelia's grandfather had passed away when I was in the hospital, and our neighbor at the time was telling us stories about her dad who passed away. So I went and mixed all three together from my mom's perspective of her dying, her grandfather, her father, and just mixed all three of them together.
Quote me if I'm wrong, but there's a riff in there that sounds like Scotty doesn't know. Is that am I correct?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm not entirely sure. I have to check that song out when we're done though.
I'm gonna do it with that person.
I'll find it on YouTube.
All right, I'm going to give you some fun questions now. You were stuck in an elevator for 6 hours with one cartoon character. Who would you want it to be?
It depends. If I want to be a fun time, I would choose SpongeBob. If I want, or Eric Cartman. I love Cartman from South Park. That's hard because I'd either choose SpongeBob, Cartman, or Peter from Family Guy. You know, I'll go Peter. I feel like Peter Griffin would have fun.
I honestly don't know. It's not really cartoons.
I think anime's good.
Does anime count?
You can use anime. I don't know too much of who you're probably going to say, but yeah, anime counts.
Well, I'm gonna go with Scooby Doo.
Scooby Doo.
Just because I grew up with Scooby Doo.
Most likely that food on it too.
Yeah. Only that it's a talking dog, so I mean, the conversation would be kind of cool.
It'd be on like one hell of a pop trip. The dog just started talking. Holy shit! Sick, bro. Crackers talking dog when I smoked last week.
If you could pick your own 3-day festival, first day is, I I know everybody hates this term, but I don't know another term to use it. Female fronted. Second day is national. Third day is regional. Regional meaning your homies around here. You pick 5 of each.
Female fronted, I would pick Fate Destroyed,
Okay.
Septis, Arc Enemy, Lacuna Coil, and Amazons. Now, if it's a metal festival for national, I would pick, well, Children of Bodom Strong, so I would pick Bullet for My Valentine. Falling in Reverse, because I like Ronnie's attitude. Like, he's the best person in the world, so I would pick him just because of that. I've always been a fan of like Moss the Flames. Blink 182, just because I wanted to add like that one boner band to the show. And I think that's 4.
But it's more than what I have.
And for the 5th one, I would pick Metallica because it's a popular band. I would want to make sure the festival would sell out for everybody. I think that would be like the one thing that would completely make sure it's sold out. And the one that's, I guess, local, you call it, I would pick Necro Garden, Edge of Chaos, Suicide Conspiracy, Fatal Misconception. They're cool. They're a 2-piece. And there's a band that just met called Hexagore. It's interesting. It's a 2-piece with a bass player and a drummer. To me, that's interesting.
I'm guessing the bassist sings.
Yes, they both do. They both do different kinds of screaming. One has like the really high highs, and the other one's got like that grungy low where it's like that Satan level.
I don't know if I'm going to be able to answer or give like 5 emails, but I have a couple.
Okay.
One would be Avril Lavigne. Second would be the Zombies, even though Doors has passed away. Rest in peace. The third would be Evan Songs. Hope I said that right.
I know I probably didn't.
And maybe Cyndi Lauper.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cyndi Lauper. Okay.
Huh?
That festival's out late.
And then it's about. Is it one more than I don't listen to that many female artists, so I apologize. No. No. The next one is what, like 5 bands?
No, 5 for national.
So, okay, the first would be the Amity Affliction. Second would be Blink 182. Third would be Motionless in White. Fourth, Green Day. Does it have to be a musician? Can it be a rapper?
That's fine.
Juice WRLD.
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay.
It's going pretty good.
Juice WRLD.
That'd be a little interesting. Okay.
And what's the next one?
Like locals.
Necrogarden, definitely. Heath Chamber. Edge of Chaos. Why suck at this? And I'm gonna leave it at that because I can't think right now.
So if you weren't, well, you kind of answered that before, so it's not. Let me change that question. What was the first song you ever learned how to play or sing?
Yeah, we've seen it loved by Marilyn Manson.
For me, it was on guitar was "Runaway" by Bill Shannon. Just 60 songs.
I think
Really?
so.
Yeah, my mom, as a teenager, used to make me learn all kinds of 60s and 50s and 70s and all them old kind of songs. I learned everything from doo-wop to old time R&B to dance music. I don't exactly know what you would consider the temptation. I learned literally all kinds of different genres of music, mix them all together. My favorite to play though is David Bowie. That's always my favorite.
What is your dream venue to play?
Either Madison Square Garden
Okay.
or PNC Art Center. I say PNC because I've seen a lot of amazing shows there.
I'm gonna go with Madison Square. I don't know anything else.
It works for that. It's a different place. So.
So at PNC Art Center, are you? Who would you pick, who would you bring with you?
That is a hard question. If we're trying to keep it around our genre, we fall into that 2000s hard rock grungy sound. So I would probably bring Breaking Benjamin.
Just gonna say that.
Definitely Breaking Benjamin. See there. And
This Nirvana was still.
if Nirvana was here, yeah, I would choose Nirvana. But probably since Linkin Park ain't around, see a Demo. They're back around again, so they have that early 2000s.
Really
Pretty great, yeah. Nah, I would choose Saint Asonia. I say that because I want Adam on stage.
That's what I'm talking about. It depends if we're talking about music video groups or the whole 3D schools.
Oh yeah, we can get Adam back. I'll get
Yeah.
yeah.
I would think that.
Especially because his energy to follow after him. Shit. Following his energy would be a fucking amazing film.
I was gonna wait till later to ask this question, but I'll ask it now. If you could pick one thing to change the music industry, what would that be?
Music industry. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the support system.
There's a lot that I want to say, but I also want to keep my name in the industry. So I'm gonna go with nothing. It is perfect. It's the greatest industry in the world. Any pyramid people that watch this, I love the music industry.
I think it should be support. I think that everybody should support each other. There's not enough bands out there, especially like the local ones. They don't support enough. That's all I'm gonna say. Just gonna keep it lightly.
Okay.
Like we've been to shows and like we would stay for some people's bands, and then time would go for us to go on, and then they would leave.
We've had a couple of shows like that. We've had a lot of shows where I'll sit there and video take each band, I'll take photos, and I'll be like, oh, I forgot to take photos. Yeah.
We always try to support the bands that we go and we play alongside.
The local scene, a lot of them don't do the same as what you got. It's
That's
like, oh, I played, I'm done.
that's what I'm talking about.
Okay. What was that moment that you knew that you wanted to play music?
For me, it
Was
was
that-
when Children of Bodom. I fell in love with Alexis guitar playing, and I was like, "Ooh, I want to be like him as a teenager." I literally went out. I spent a shit ton of money on one of his guitars. Bought a fucking same guitar case he had and everything. I wanted to just like it. Vocal ones. I wanted to start doing vocals after my last band, Center of Awakening Branch. The vocalist from that band, he kept hearing voices in our music that weren't there. Like I go back and play it and I can hear it too, but it's just I just blamed it to being on drugs a lot. So I was like, okay, shit. I want to go and do vocals now, so I don't have to hear it back on that. But guitar was definitely Lexi.
For me, it was my grandfather. He tried to get me to play guitar earlier on before I originally became part of the band, and I told him I didn't want to do it. I he'd write stuff down and I wouldn't go over it. I told him I said I wanted to play bass because that's what my grandfather played. And so a little on down the road, he did pass away. He passed away in 2020, and there's a bass laying around the house, so I was playing around with it. He started writing lessons down, and I started going over it. Yeah, that's pretty much how it started. I wanted to play bass since my grandfather when I was younger. Sounds kind of silly, but
No, it's not silly. How far do you think you want your band to go?
As far as possible.
I was gonna say that.
I wanted to go as far as possible. TV series, video games, touring, books. By the time we're ready to pass away, there'll be different probably dimensions with music in it. As far as possible.
Maybe an anime show. That would be pretty cool.
Oh, we go for it? That'd be cool. But as far as possible. I used to believe there was only touring and selling CDs, and then recently I found out there's TV series, there's video games, there's a million things to become a part of and get your music on, so you can just get onto it.
Maybe we'll get a Guitar Hero for
That'd be pretty cool. Guitar Hero comes back and gives us another series.
What was the best advice you were ever given?
That I was given.
Yeah.
So this comes from an comedian. His name was Glenn Raymond. Our first CD, as you can see, has a lot of mental health music on there, like marriage psychosis, obsessive romantic, the letter. He told me to branch away from having too much into one setting. Like instead of making songs that all sound like a mental health, start changing it up before you start getting labeled, hey, that band only does songs about mental health. If they do anything else, we won't support them no more. And started branching away from it, and our music started changing. Like I noticed when I was playing only the stuff that was about mental health, like I started having bad days. Like I would just have like a really depressed day or something. So I started making different sounds. Like the Martyrs had weird. Our newest track is Remnants is a lot happier sounding. Some people compare it to Vampires Running in the Woods. I'm still interested in how they see that. But I started making happier music and branching away from the mental health thing, and it seems to be helping a lot. Like we broke away from the one genre of just the mental health, and now it's like a whole different world out there for music. At least with us, anyway.
I don't really have anything to say on this topic.
But do you feel it's easier to write when you're upset than being happy?
Angry and upset.
Angry and upset. For me, a lot of the music, like when I grew up listening to metal music and even hard rock music, a lot of it was like that, depressed sounding stuff. Even metalcore, like I listened to Asking Alexandria and all their stuff sounded angry. When you're happy, like even though people like party, happy music, they have people feel more with the emotionally sad, angry music than they do with the happy music. So even for writing, like if I tried to write a happy song, it would take me a little bit of time. But sad, angry, sad, it's a lot easier to write off of those emotions.
And it's easier to, honestly, it's easy to relate to.
Yes.
We're not REM happy shiny people. Like it's not, what do you call
That's
it? I mean, I I listen to everything. I tend to go with angry music to start my day. Like
Me too.
not they say the first song you hear during the day affects your day. So like
I agree with that. Like I know especially recently I started trying to be like happier, upbeat music. Because life's chaotic enough, like you don't want to be starting your day with like that. But it does help your energy when you start with something like pumped and angry. It helps you get more energy, more motivated feeling.
I'm gonna let you guys flip it on me. You can ask me anything.
How long have you been doing the interviews?
5 years.
Wow, it's a long time.
What's your favorite genre of music?
I'm gonna say new metal.
No,
I grew up at that time.
who was the biggest band you've ever interviewed?
Um, I'm I'm gonna have to say Stillwell.
Nice.
I don't think I've ever heard of them before.
I've heard them a couple times. They're pretty cool. If you could put a festival together for 3 days, who would you put on there?
Hmm. It's going to be a very weird mix, so I'm going to have to say Korn's my favorite band, so they're definitely going to be there. I'm going to say Pearl Jam.
Okay.
Of course, Aaron Lewis is going to be there,
Stage, nice.
or even by his country stuff. I just like Aaron Lewis in general. I'm saying, I would throw Jelly Roll on there.
Okay.
And if we're doing female fronted, I'm gonna have to say top four would be Dying Oath, Forever May Fall, Raven Black, Nail Bite.
I think they're pretty cool. I've heard
I
of
mean,
them a lot. I actually follow them on Facebook.
we were talking about Nail Bite. Yeah, they're very nice kids.
Yeah.
I've met them a couple months ago. I had them on here as well, but I'm saying I met them in person a couple months ago. Regional is going to be very hard because, not really. Streetlight Manifesto, because they're from here. I'm going to say the Clydes, Bobby Mahoney, and the Seven Sons, and I'll throw you guys on there. Since you're not that far from me. You're about 15 minutes away from me, actually, or so, maybe 20 minutes. Then national, I'm gonna say Kill Switch Engaged,
Okay.
but with Howard. And I'm gonna hear shit, but with Howard. I do love Jesse as well, but I fell in love with Howard. Trying to think who else would actually fit perfectly there. Well, of course, Slipknot.
Okay. They have good energy wise. That'd be pretty cool.
And you know what? I would put Stillwell on there as well. And maybe, yeah, we'll bring Breaking Benjamin on there as well.
Nice.
Festival.
That's pretty cool. I like that lineup.
I know it'd sell out.
Yeah, it definitely, yeah.
Like I'm iffy about Pearl Jam because like I don't think Eddie Vedder can still hit that note, but except for that,
I still think it would be a good festival though with them on it. I think it'd be pretty cool.
like if they played everything except for the Yield album, I'd be happy. Start off with 10 and then jump around. That's fine.
Do you play any musical instruments?
I have an acoustic. I play once in a blue moon. It's just been sitting in the closet. I do this. I do photography plus other things. So that's on the wayside at the moment. But I know a few beginning of songs, but that's about it.
It's still something. That's still pretty cool though.
Yeah, it sits in the closet.
If you were to tour, what is one food that you would miss until you came home?
Say that again?
If you were on tour, let's say you got into a band and you were touring, what is one food that you would miss until you got home? Like, what would be the first thing you would eat?
Since we're from New Jersey, I'd probably say pizza, probably.
I could go for
Well, like I mean, not unless it's from New York or New Jersey, or a bagel. Like you can't say a bagel's just a bagel.
Yeah, it depends on where you get it from. You got it?
The only thing that's on my mind right now is food.
So, have you guys been on a full-length tour yet?
We are trying. Last year we had 5 days straight in New Jersey, but a full tour out of state, no. We've been trying so hard and getting different venues to line up with each other has been very, very hard. Like next weekend was supposed to be a 3-day tour, stay hated tour. It was supposed to be New Jersey, New York, and yeah. Now, the New York venue fell apart at the last minute. And then I was like, oh, okay, I'll play some Delaware. The Delaware venue was like, no, we're already booked up. And now, mind you, I started trying to book in April, and I could not line all the venues up together at the same time. Like, I try to keep it consistent, one show in a different state each day. Like, okay, if I were to go and say, like, we did one show in a different state each week, then yeah, sure. But I'm trying to get like the full tour experience where you're doing one different state each day. It's been hard. Even trying to network with local bands, even they're having trouble getting to certain states. One of the hardest to book is with Delaware.
Really?
Yeah. If I hit up a New York venue promoter, I could get a show almost instantly. Pennsylvania, almost instantly. New Jersey, you got to know people, but it is almost instantly. Delaware, I had to fight tooth and nail to get a show out there. We're getting our first show in September in Delaware at Oddity Bar. But I had to sit there and I literally harassed them for like, harassed is a strong word, but I think it fits here. For like a month straight for a show. And the date that I wanted to make the tour was booked already. But even Maryland, I just found out isn't that far from us. We have a show out in September there with Jam On Productions, the ones who host Daytona Bike Festival. We
Okay.
got a show out in Maryland, but I'm still having trouble connecting everything to a tour. Like we're getting out of state, but it's not all with each other lined up yet. Like we have people that want to bring us out to the West Coast area, like like North Carolina, Texas. Yeah, we were offered Florida, but even still, like, it's hard to get out there at this stage because without having enough money coming in, you gotta make decisions of like pay for gas today or food.
Yeah, most people don't realize that.
Yeah. I like this year we found out a lot about party breaking down in different states, and it's made like
There was about 4 to 5 that I've heard about recently.
Ours is going to be the 6th. Like your
Oh, fingers crossed, legs are crossed. Yeah, like people do not understand. They don't understand the struggle.
Like last year we played a big ass festival in Atlantic City at the Anchor Rock Club. And we left the thing after the show. We stayed for the last band and everything. It was about 11 o'clock at night. We're driving back from Atlantic City. Firsthand, that's about at least 2 to 3 hour drive back.
I was just there on Monday. Yeah.
About, I want to say 1 a.m, our truck fucking goes, just shuts down in the middle of the fucking, the Parkway or Turnpike.
It was on the Parkway.
It was the
We
Parkway.
managed to get it off of some. We got stuck on some like dark road that was like in the middle of nowhere.
We got lucky. Like AAA was like, "Look, we'll bring you guys to the quick check, but we're not going to let you guys sit in the thing all the way back to Overage." So now, mind you, it's almost 4 a.m. now, and my aunt goes, "Okay, I'll come out and get you guys." She goes, "I was sleeping." She goes, "But I'm from Elizabeth." And I'm sitting there laughing because we didn't get that far from Atlantic City. She had to drive all the way out about 3 a.m. just to pick us up. Now, and she has a little car. And we had me, Ophelia, my cousin Louis, like 4-seat car. My cousin laying on us in the back seat, spread out across the whole back seat on everyone's lap. My dad's freaking sitting up front. Like we think about it now, like we laugh, but we were all freaking out that night because it was so late in the morning. And we're still, car broken down, equipment's in the back of the car being towed.
Oh my god!
It's we've had some bad luck with the vehicle.
Right now, we think the head on the motor's cracked.
It's always Atlantic City though. No matter what state, I've been to Pennsylvania, New York, heart of PA and Pittsburgh doing shows, and never once, had that major issue so far. Knock on wood. But when we go to Atlantic City, every time our car breaks down the minute we leave the venue.
Our car needs Atlantic City.
Like every vehicle we've ever had just hates Atlantic City.
So you might have to boycott AC for a while.
Yeah. Like even we played the Showboat a couple times, boom, broke down.
Yeah, it's no fun. Since we have a little bit of time left, I'm gonna actually play a little bit of the song that you sent me.
Yeah, Remnants, that's our latest track. It reminds me a lot of Machine Gun Kelly mixed with both of my Valentine guitars with a little bit of Blink-182. playing it. I was like, yeah.
Figured to give them a little bit of taste, and I don't get copyrighted for that minimum of the song.
I want to make a music video that is people like running in a gym for that song. It's like the chorus thing.
You know what? Make that happen. Since you're close enough, I'll gladly run around the gym.
Shit, I'd love it.
I'm saying you're close enough. I'll gladly come and run around the gym.
I
while you guys
would
play
even
that.
do it. What is that? I wanted to do it with there for you too. I wanted to, the first part makes you want to run around. I wanted to put people doing it, but that's one thing we've had major issues trying to get done. Though we keep passing around ideas for a music video, and for some reason we all can't agree on one fucking thing for a music video. That's like the hardest thing in the band we've been trying to decide on for music video ideas.
Why don't you just put ideas in a hat and just have somebody pull it,
See, I like that idea. Our recent idea was to go
or
on
have a contest with your fans.
It's an idea.
I mean, so they get involved, and
That's actually a pretty good idea.
send the 3 songs that you're thinking about doing, and have them, what do you call it, vote.
See, I like that idea. That's actually pretty cool.
I mean, you get them to be a part of the process.
I like it. We're gonna have to try that. See what we can get done with that.
Except for, I mean, I know that you guys haven't really toured because of, vehicles and Delaware and everything else. But like, what is the weirdest thing a person said to you at a show?
I've never had anything like that. Someone.
In all my years of playing, I've never really had anything weird said. I've had fans while I'm in the middle of playing offer me Fireball whiskey in the middle of the song.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's
Well,
not.
I mean, that sounds like a good time. That's not weird. I mean, like, who doesn't want Fireball?
Right? Last year I had someone come up to me and tell me I needed to work on stage presence more. But I kind of started working on stage presence after that, so I don't know if that counts as weird. But it made me realize what I had to work on. Yeah, we're talking about officer, like outside of music, and I've been told I look like Jack Black a lot. And country Ron James. Oh, come on, laugh a bit. Have some fun.
As you can tell, he's the clown of the band, and I'm the serious one.
You gotta have fun when he plays too slow.
So which one of you is always late for sound check? You're that guy, huh?
I was gonna say Ivan, but okay.
The second one would be you.
Yeah, I take it close first, but it's usually Ivan.
I'm always the first one set up and ready to go.
Oh, come on, your rig is so easy. It's just an amp with pedals. That's it. You're set up. I got set up a microphone stand sometimes, the lyrics, the guitar, my pedals, and Ivan's usually at the bar. It's funny though, like he makes me laugh though. That's funny.
Freaky Friday scenario. Which member do you not want to be for 24 hours, and why?
Do I not want to be?
Yes.
Oh, I can't really answer that.
What is it?
What member would you not want to be for 24 hours?
Out of our band?
Yeah.
Myself.
I was waiting for somebody to say that.
Myself?
Sorry, I have to.
Emotional, damn it!
I wouldn't want to be my roadie.
No?
He don't really count.
I can't want him. I mean, can't even run the merchandise table. Yeah, I go with myself too. You know, some days you just don't like being in your own skin.
Speaking of merch, what do you think are your top sellers?
T-shirts.
Yep. And hoodies. We've had people ask for hoodies. We haven't had like that many of them made.
But number one is definitely CDs.
Yeah.
And then would be hoodies. Oddly enough, hats. That actually sells a lot better than CDs, I found out. And then from there would be buttons. The CDs and buttons are like fourth place. Stickers are usually end up giving out for free.
I always wondered what sells more because, like, I have my own merch as well, and I have shirts, I have hats, I have coffee mugs, I got pillows, I got whatever you can possibly think of. And I always wondered what always sells more.
It would definitely be T-shirts. I'm curious now because we found a Tumblr person that makes like the Tumblr cups
Yeah,
for a decent price. So I'm thinking about paying her to make a couple of them and just seeing if we could sell them and see how it would work out.
I would do a small run, like maybe a case. That's it.
Yeah,
Just to see how it goes first.
We you know,
You guys mind if I borrow like one of your
no, you're fine. You're fine. Like our online store, we have a couple pet bandanas, a couple pet collars, like custom made for dogs, but cats. But our still number one seller is T-shirts. Even bracelets, like they don't sell as much as T-shirts.
Before we wrap this up, do you have any messages you would like to say to your fans or any shout outs?
Give a shout out to myself.
Definitely keep going, no matter what people tell you, no matter what people say. If you believe in manifesting, this is your weapon. You can make anything you desire. Shit, if you would have told me 10 years ago I have a band playing out in different states and stuff like that, I would tell you would have been. It's all about persistence. Keep going. You're never alone. There's always somebody there for you if you're having a mental breakdown. Always reach out. There's always somebody there. And our next song coming out is going to be called Life's a Party. And it's going to be about, you know, it's a change from our normal grungy sound to a more punk happy sound. Good for this song.
Party for life.
Party for life.
Before.
I like that. We're working on hitting the recording studio in September to get it going. Can't wait to finish this thing for the fans.
So, do you want to drop all your handles and where you can be followed and, of course, not in person?
You can find us on Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, X now, used to be Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, definitely TikTok. If we have a DeviantArt website, one of our fans made where they upload photos from concerts of us. Anywhere you type in Random the 80s, you can definitely find us.
All right. Just as a reminder, this is on Concert Junkies Rob and John YouTube, Concert Junkies Rob and John Facebook. Twitch is just Concert Rob. And just a reminder to subscribe, hit the bell for more notifications. And if you need season greetings or just anything, I'm on Cameo now. And it's just Robert M. Rosenthal, and you'll be able to find me there. And I would like to thank you guys for coming.
We're Rain the Hated, and you're watching Junkies with Robin.
Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you. Have a good night.